actual people were campaigning, and they were on the same ticket as Joe Biden. I remember one day Joe Biden and all of those front runners were right there with him. Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, a lot of them were there with him. Buttigieg was there with him. And a lot of them were just popping off this plane, and they were so excited because they had good numbers. Elizabeth Warren, all of them had really, really good numbers. And then Joe was the last one, and he came, and he just looked defeated and frustrated and everything. But then it all turned around when one of the politicians from South Carolina said, vote for this man. Vote for him. He knew who Joe was and what Joe stood for. And then the next thing you know, he was a Democratic nominee. After that, he defeated Donald Trump. And if you talk about, that's the highest office in the land. The highest office in the land. And he came out of retirement just because of the violence and all these different rallies that they were having all over the world. All over the country. I don't want to give much credence to that, because I don't speak to that. But I'm just saying to you, look at where this man is today, and you have to admire him. Another woman that I have a lot of admiration for, I was reading here lately, that Oprah Winfrey was a victim of abuse in her childhood, which eventually led to her pregnancy at 14. The media mogul's child, she didn't make it. And until this day, it's stated that she still feels defined by that traumatic and confusing experience. She grew up poor in rural Mississippi. And now today, Oprah Winfrey is one of the most powerful and influential women in the entertainment industry. She has built an empire out of 2-decade-long talk show and is now the owner of a network, an author, and not only just an author, a philanthropist, and has many other businesses and partnerships. Only those who are mentally strong can get to the finish line in life. When you aren't resilient, you risk the following: depression, because you feel like life has been unfair to you. Lack of confidence whenever you have a face to face in a similar situation. You can't face what's going on with you. Or you can't even really relate to that person. And those are coping mechanisms that people don't have. Loss of trust in your ability to turn things around. You just feel doom and gloom. And we've seen people go through this. Fear because you think you might fail again. Shame because you keep remembering you could have done things differently. And sometimes even suicidal ideations because you feel hopeless. And that's something that no one ever wants to feel, deserves to feel, or should even go through. The good news is that resilience isn't a natural born ability, even though it may seem like people have this. I promise you it is something that is learned and requires focus, and you have to get in and do the work and learn the skills. You can develop mental strength. It is always developed. Just like an athlete, he will develop his or her craft, and you can do the same. Practicing life events and skills, building your foundation in life, a meaningful, purposeful life. You can see every challenge as an opportunity to do better, to be better, to do more and achieve. No need to be an overachiever. Simply put, continue to apply yourself in meaningful ways as a life standard. Okay, don't make your goals so high that they're unattainable and you start to feel a sense of failure. Always learn from your past mistakes, because these things right here, past mistakes, they can be turned into life landmarks and markers that tell you don't go this way. You know better now. Reduce your expectations. Again, don't go having expectations that are too high and unrealistic. Stay in the positive zone by being optimistic. If you have people around you that are negative, get those people away from you, because you don't want to end up being like them. Take life one step at a time. Be flexible enough to learn new ways of doing things, because no one way is always the best way. We always learn things as we evolve as people. Your efforts to cope with turbulent times and recover from setbacks can be hindered by negative behaviors. If you have found yourself doing any of the next things that I'm going to talk about, stop. Getting stuck in the past, step into your future. That's like a girl that goes on a date and she talks about her ex the whole date. Do you think this man really want to take her out again? I don't think so. Pessimism about the future. Don't be pessimistic about everything. Low self-efficacy. You must validate your worth, and it starts with you. Look in the mirror and tell you, I validate you. I validate who you are. And the you should be you looking back at you in the mirror. The lack of the right relationships. A lot of successful people are prone to have a type. Like some men, they'll get successful and they go get the Barbie doll, but the Barbie doll is empty. Some women, powerful women, they'll go and get men, but then they go get a man that brings them down instead of building them up. And then they wonder why they're always so depressed. Well, go get somebody that's going to build you up and you build them up and you thrive together. That's what you go do. Get rid of the life-draining relationships. Or don't be a sugar daddy. Stop being a sugar daddy. Have somebody that brings something to the table. Even if it's even if it's 1% of what you bring to the table, they bring something and they have self-worth and their money's not made on their back. Are you asking for validation from people, or do you give yourself validation that you need? Are you allowing others to determine your self-worth? If so, you must rise from this negative practice, which only sets you up for self-doubt and self-loathing. Trust and believe. Don't let anybody else determine your value. Lack of focus. Sometimes, if you're not focusing and you're building, you take away from your building blocks. Okay, you have to focus. You have to tell yourself, I'm going to start building who and what you are as a human being. I'm talking about building on you. I didn't mean a building, but building you. Building who you are, what you stand for, what makes you fundamentally who you are, and understanding and knowing it and standing on it and believing in it. Upward social comparison. That's a lot of things that go on with our teenagers today. They go and see someone that's 120 pounds and they feel like, okay, in order for me to be beautiful, I need to lose, I'm 6'5", but I need to be 120. Okay, well now you're anorexic. Okay, because that's not what it stands for. So self-image is very important now. So we want to promote healthy self-images. That's why you see models that have more meat on their bones now, because so many people we're looking at models as role models, but they are. But now we've got people that are more realistic in size to everyday people, because everybody's beautiful in their own way. We just can't just say this is the only type of person that can be beautiful. So don't social compare yourself. Stop comparing yourself. Instead of you comparing yourself, I want you to start preparing yourself for life. Don't set your bar too high. I keep saying it because that's the number one thing that defeats you, because your goals might not even be attainable now. And you might need to build towards your goal. No way. No, just know this. No way just only means no way, not right now. It just only means not right now. It doesn't mean forever. And that's where there's a growth process in there. There's a growth which may be needed to get you there. No tool for growth is never always something that you just can't look back on. Everything that you do in life pertaining to growth is a tool. It's positive growth. Always know that. There's always growth that you need to apply to get you where you need to go. Okay? No, again, is a tool for growth. It's positive growth. Always remember that. Regardless of what you've been through, the rest of your life can still be the best part of it. It always can be. And one of the things you need to, some of these things, all of these things, try and apply them. Be grateful for what you have and receive it. Stop complaining. Surrender is a choice. Never take it. Take a stand for what you believe in. You don't have to surrender, especially to something you know is not right. Know that you have nothing to lose again, but to get up and start again if you fail. Build new relationships. Stay social. Don't just take yourself away from people because you tend to get depressed that way. Stay social. Take a step backwards. Sometimes step back, regroup, so you can run forward. Because sometimes you just need to take it all in to kind of even understand what you're doing and where you're going. How can you understand what you're doing and where you're going and you don't learn anything? The comprehension is not there. You're just going 90 miles an hour through life. And so you're not comprehending anything. You're not taking time to even hear how you sound to other people, how you come off to other people, how other people see you, how you interact with other people. Slow down, step back. Believe in yourself again. It starts with you and it will end with you. You are your best cheerleader in life. Nobody can cheer you on better than you can once you get your fundamental building blocks for resiliency and understanding what it is. And so that's kind of a lot of what we have in our course. And I just want you all to just take what I'm saying, take it in, and guess what? I want you to be the best you that you can possibly be. And with that being said, our session is over today for today. And if you need more, then you can always go to the website, www.auspiciouswellness.com. And on our wellness page, on our actual website, there's actually 3 lessons that you can actually buy. It's in the middle of the page. But you'll find the one lesson about optimal wellness will be the very first one that you see. That's going in. And that session starts on the 15th of March, 2021, and it's a 9-week course. In the podcast, there will be a link to be able to take you there. When you go into the podcast and you read the podcast description, there's a link that's going to take you there. And also, if you want to stay in the know with us, sign up with our autoresponder on the page so you can stay in the know. You want to find out about our products, which are CBD products, and you want to find out more about them. They're also third-party tested for independently tested for potency and purity as well. They're also done in the FDA-registered facilities, and the next thing about it, they're GMP compliant. So they're professional formulated products. So with that being said, you know what I got to do? I have to vacate the seat. I've got 50 million things to do, but I just need to get in here and spend some time with you today. And I'll see you next Monday, and don't be alarmed if it's not there on Monday. No, it's coming. It'll be there Tuesday, whatever it is. You know I'm always coming. So with that being said, guess what? I love you, and I want you to enjoy yourself, and it's time for me to do what? I'm out of here.